Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Matt, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review of the Alta Sky 450 by Vanguard. Right now is my favorite camera bag. So as you can see here, this is fully packed. So I just got back from a trip. One thing I want to do is get a quick weight of it. I put my scale here. Digital scale is out of batteries. So let's use a mechanical one real quick. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. But yeah, it was about 10 kilos. Which is about 23-ish pounds. So that's what I was carrying around most days. It held up perfectly with 10 kilos. I'm sure I can put another 5 or 6 kilos in here without hearing any strings pop or any zippers try and give out or anything like that. So I'm very impressed with this. One of the things that I wish somehow could be fixed. Every time I would put it on, you can see I have one waist strap here, which is perfect. It's sitting where it's supposed to be. But then I have one that's kind of tucked in behind my back like this, right? So that's just one of the inconveniences that I had with this pack. Every time I put it on, this right strap, if I put it on with the right strap first, it would be this one. If I put it on with the left strap first, it would be this one that catches behind it. I don't know how it's possible to change that, but really it wasn't really that big of a deal. So I just wanted to explain that though. Like every time I put it on, it did slide behind my back like this, and I had to pull it out. But overall, the comfort of this pack is amazing. I can carry this and it feels, especially the way it rests on your shoulders, and it gives you some options to adjust the straps everywhere. You can set this up so it fits you perfect, and it feels like just a normal backpack that's on your back, no matter how much weight you have inside of it. Pretty freaking amazing, actually. One of the improvements that I wish it had, you can see these zippers on them. They're all they're all here, right? They're all in the same spot, but they don't have anywhere to lock. Like there's no way to lock these zippers up, and I think if Vanguard was to like build some sort of Velcro system here, or some sort of clipping system here, not necessarily so you have to have a complete lock on it, but something just so I know that I can put it down here and they're immovable when I'm walking around or when I'm running into trees or anything like that. That would just be a nicety to have, or something extra, but that is just one of the other improvements that I wish it had. But not a deal breaker to me by any means, but either way, it was just an idea. Vanguard, if you see this and you see that will be a good idea, please innovate. So when I'm trying to budget for a camera bag, there are 3 things that I have to consider before I buy it. The first one is the build quality of the product. The second one is the amount of function it offers me. And the third one is the size. When it comes to build quality, you can tell that Vanguard spared no expense. Everything from the quality materials that they use, from the outside to the inside, every piece of this was very well crafted. It's very durable, and I don't think anything on this thing will break anytime soon, no matter what I put this through. And I put this through a lot this past year. Everything about it is heavy duty, everything is sturdy, everything is durable, and everything is padded. When it comes down to the handles all the way to the shoulder straps, you can just tell the quality behind this thing. I think this is not waterproof, but a water resistant type of material. It's like a nice mesh feel. You can definitely see the stitching is really well done on the handles, and actual different pieces, different splines of the material. The front part of the bag has a bunch of different straps on it. You can see if you want to hold, I don't know, maybe a towel or a sleeping mat, or if you want to have your tripod mount crossways across your back, you can use these two straps here to mount that. One thing that you can see here is it has this rain cover. It's just Velcroed in, and if you pull it out, it comes out all the way. I've used this one or two times, but as you can see, this just goes over top of the bag. The main thing it did is it kept the rain from getting in the zipper, because that's really what you want to do, because if you're carrying it, it's going to be against your back. You will probably have a rain jacket on as well, so it probably won't get inside. It is designed to be a camera bag that holds a tripod and it holds a drone. And I haven't used it for the drone, because actually storing a drone on the outside of a bag, I'm still a little skeptical about that, just because sometimes you set your bag down, sometimes you put it in places that, I don't know, things can get damaged on the outside. So I don't know if I would use this to store my drone. A lot of people do it, but that is not something that I'm willing to do. What I use it for is the tripod. So this is made for a tripod, and I have a few different ones which I'm going to show you right now. The size comparison from a travel tripod all the way up to a large tripod that I like to use. I have my Manfrotto Befree. That was the one that I used on this last trip, and you can see here when it's all folded up in its travel position, I guess, it fits in here fairly easily, where you only have to strap the bottom one down, right? So you can see that it fits in here. It's not going to fall out, obviously, unless you're doing handstand push-ups or something, which I hope you're not doing, because you're going to, I don't know, damage something in your bag if it falls off of you. But if you had your waist belt on, yeah, sure, why not? You need that extra weight. But you can see here, the Befree fit in here really well. I really like the build quality of this. If I was going to have it in this collapsed position, I would probably move this strap down a little bit to make sure it held it more. That was the Befree. Normally, the position that I would use this in, okay, would be not in the fully collapsed position, but in the partially collapsed position. So somewhere around this height I would use it for, and I would only use this top strap to make it easier for me. So I Velcro down that other one, and then I would cinch this one down, and this is the way I would carry it, and it worked perfectly. Since I just got this Befree travel tripod, my other trips I would go on, I would use my other tripod. So this is the Manfrotto 190XB. So it's definitely heavier than the Befree, because it's not necessarily a travel tripod, but I was traveling with this a lot because I like the design and I love the durability of this tripod. So I would do the same thing, just loosen the strap up a little bit more and then cinch it down. And you can see here, this is a medium-sized tripod. I wouldn't say this is a really large one, but you can see it's definitely doable. It just adds a little bit more weight, obviously, the bigger the tripod that you get. But this isn't the largest tripod that I've used with carrying with this bag. But let me show you the largest tripod that I've used with this pack. And it's actually about the same weight, I think, as the 190, but this is a Manfrotto 55. So fits in there the same way, right? Just gotta pull it out a little bit more here and then cinch it down. With this one though, I like to use the two strap method because you can actually feel it moving because it's I don't know, just wider or bigger, but you can feel it moving. So I always strap it in twice. So this is definitely doable. This tripod mount for any of the tripods that I have, or any of the tripods that I would want to carry on my back. So that is the tripod mount for the pack. So if you're traveling to an airport and you have a suitcase with a normal handle on it that you can pull up something like this, okay? This will go around this perfectly and rest on top of your suitcase super easily, so you don't have to worry about carrying a bag and rolling your bag, your check-in or carry-on bag in the airport. So it helped me out a lot, especially in the airport, and I really recommend whatever bag you get, make sure it has one of these, especially if you plan on traveling on an aircraft or you're going to be lugging different types of suitcases around. This is a lifesaver and a back saver for sure. So I really love that feature about this bag. Let me take a sip of coffee and then we'll get back into it. See my dog bed back there? It also has like one pocket that goes all the way through. If you can see here that this pocket goes all the way through. So you could potentially carry another smaller tripod or whatever you wanted in there. These straps, these are definitely modular, so you can put these in any configuration that you want to be able to hold your tripod or your drone. So it makes it really really customizable for you. Now we're going to go to the right side, but it has some cool neoprene. You can store whatever you need to access really fast. You can put your passport on the outside. I don't recommend it, but you can put your passport on the outside of your bag while you're checking in. You can put your hand sanitizer or some gum or some snacks or whatever you want for quick access. This also has a strap here, so if you wanted to throw a carabiner on here and clip something to the outside of the bag, it would be very easy to do. Or if you want to use some sort of tying mechanism of any sort, you can do that, and you can have it hang off the bag or even tuck here in the neoprene, and it would work well. So there's one pocket here. This is where I stored or I carried one of my hard drives with me. So it was easy. You can see there's also two interior pockets, one for pen or a dusting tool, and one that will fit or anything that you really want. There's two little interior pockets on this pocket as well. So that's that side. On the right side, you have two zippers here. One zipper here is access to a smaller interior pocket, but the main thing that you can use this pocket to is to get to your camera. So if you open this up, you have access to your camera right away. So this is the first way that you can access your camera. So that was the right part of the bag. Now if you see the back, as soon as you see this thing, you can just see the quality, and you can tell how amazing this pack was made just by looking at the straps, just by looking at the lower lumbar support here, and by looking at the middle back supports, which are up here. It's made out of a really nice and soft but rigid foam material with these little knobs on it, which will help the breathability of the pack, right? And it has all this open space here, so it will help the airflow behind your back, and it's a really good design. So the shoulder straps, you can see they have this curvature to it, so you can make it fit comfortably on your back. A lot of bags that you see on the market are just straight shot bags, but you can see that this definitely conforms to the body, and it also has these different sewn-in sections. They're like ridges. They help to conform to your back depending on how tight your straps are going to be, depending on how high or how low you want it on your back. And they have these cool little clasps here that you can use to put your water bottles, or you could do what I did is I have a little push button LED light in case I need something in the dark real quick, or I need to make quick adjustments. You can put a whistle or whatever you need to there. They have a nice across the chest strap, which helps secure the load, and it has this really good quality elastic strap to it, so you can get it nice and taut around your chest to make sure that it is fitting properly on your back. But it also, it will slide up and down depending on how tall or how high or how low you want it on your chest to distribute the weight properly. So if you lift the straps up, you can see this is where the business is, right? This is where it's going to be on your back. It has good, pretty high quality and cushiony hip belt. So the lower and the sides, the back and the sides of the hip are very padded, but on the front of it, it's not so padded here. And I didn't need to use that. But if I knew I was going to hike for at least 30 minutes, I definitely would use this to help bear the weight a little bit easier. One good thing is the foam. It's like a rigid foam with these little round ribs that they have in there that one cushioned your back with the weight, and two help let the air flow between the pack and your back. It has two different exterior pockets. One is this one where I don't have much in here. I have like a little lock for my bag, okay, and I have some extra batteries and like a boarding pass or something. So just like batteries for my lights. I don't really store anything too important in here, but in here I always have stuff. In here I have my charging cords for my phone, some more cords for the camera, the lens covers, lens cap, some extra batteries, and what is this, a phone, my phone little holder, my exposure card, oh there it is, cool, I found it, my exposure card, my color grade card, another tripod mount, and I was looking for this, sweet, I put that on my camera. So you can see in here, they have two different bags. One you can put like identification if you want. You can put your name and slide it in here with your address in case you lose your bag or I don't know, misplace it somehow. Someone can track you down and put it in there. I usually put my extra batteries in there because it does zip up in here. So you can see in here there is, it's totally customizable as well, but the way I set it up is I have enough room in here to store obviously some cables, a couple small little LED lights that I use, some more batteries, small little foam tripod. Okay, so yeah, if you're driving in a car, right, I had to rent a car this trip, so my cords for that, little shotgun mic, some more batteries, flashlight, a couple different size flashlights, my cool little SD card holder that I like, is durable, it's waterproof. I definitely recommend you using those, but I customized it because it all has this padding material to it where you can move it and you can move it up or down depending on what you want. So this main compartment is where you can access all the lenses, okay? You can access the camera, where the way I set it up is you can access the camera from the side panel, and if you wanted, you could take this top part out and you can access it from the top as well, but I don't like that. I like the side access or this back access. And I use this more often because if I wanted to change lenses up, I would have access to. So you open up this main compartment and you can see it has a nice cushiony laptop or tablet pocket. For me, it houses my my body, and it houses 4 lenses. One of the lenses is attached to my body because I didn't want it to bounce around and scratch up the lens or the body at all. Also, if I wanted to shoot something really fast, I would have been able to take it out and not have to worry about attaching it or anything like that. Because sometimes, you know, even in the airport, you see something cool that you might want to take a picture of, and I just want access to it always. So I usually always have my lens on my camera when I'm traveling. So the inside padding to these are all modular, so you can undo them with a Velcro and organize them any way you want to. I think it came with like 3 or 4 of them. I'm not exactly sure. It's been a while since I first got it, so I don't remember exactly how many one. But this one can move up. This can move down. So if you want to, you know, put one here. If you have 2 different bodies and a few different lenses, you can get it here. You can stand the lenses up this way if you want to, which would fit perfect. Which would fit more lenses in here. But I didn't want to carry that many lenses with me. So this works perfectly for me. And you can adjust it to fit your needs. The size, I make sure that it is the right camera bag for the type of travel or the type of trip I'm going to go on. Is it going to be a long, extended trip, or is it just going to be a weekend trip, or like a week-long trip, or a day trip? You know what I mean? I have to make sure that it will have enough gear that I need to last the entire trip. I've had no issues with carrying this on transcontinental flights or on low-cost trips here in Europe. So if you're taking a low-cost airlines, they have very specific guidelines for the amount of weight and the capacity of your bag. So this one has worked for me perfectly. You have to check with each airline to see if it is going to work for you, no matter what bag you carry, because each airline has different specifications that you need to be mindful of. But for me, this has worked on every single flight or every single bus ride or whatever I've taken. So the size worked out for me. Hey, so that was my review of this bag. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please put them in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that little subscribe button so you can see future videos of mine. Thanks again for watching this video, and take it easy.